Dillinger brought to Chicago, recaptured after he had escaped from Lima, Ohio. This desperate public enemy now rises to fame as an underworld hero. The belongings of public enemy number one. 3 men couldn't carry Dillinger's collection of deadly weapons seized at various places. Dillinger killed by federal agents commanded by Inspector Samuel Cowley, assisted by East Chicago, Indiana police.
Ever heard of a criminal who boldly robbed a whopping 24 banks, 4 police stations, and even broke out of jail not once but twice? The man we're delving into was not only skilled but also audacious. He's none other than John Dillinger, the man behind public enemy number one. At first glance, he may have seemed like a model on a runway, but beneath that appearance lurked a dangerous figure who left the FBI scratching their heads. So, if you're ready to uncover the captivating tale of John Dillinger, grab a cup of coffee and prepare to be intrigued. On June 22, 1903, the world bore witness to the birth of a boy whose life would unfold in ways no one could have predicted. Little did anyone know that this boy, John Herbert Dillinger, born in the tranquil Oak Hill neighborhood of Indianapolis, would go on to become a name synonymous with crime and notoriety. As he journeyed through adolescence, John's bewildering personality began to reveal its flaws, often landing him in trouble. However, his life took a dramatic turn as he teamed up with local pool shark Ed Singleton, setting the stage for a criminal journey filled with quick money and notoriety. Their first attempt at a crime involved an ill-fated robbery of a Mooresville grocer, which landed them in hot water. While Singleton pleaded not guilty, faced trial, and received a 2-year prison sentence, John took a different path, following his father's advice. He confessed to his crimes, leading to convictions of assault and battery with intent to rob and conspiracy to commit a felony. For these crimes, he was handed a dual sentence of 2 to 14 years and 10 to 20 years in the Indiana State Prison. The shock of such a harsh sentence left John Dillinger a tortured and bitter man behind bars. Upon entering prison, Dillinger is said to have stated, "I will be the meanest bastard you ever saw when I get out of here." The era of John Dillinger's notoriety kicked off on May 10, 1933, when he was paroled from prison after serving a hefty 8.5 years behind bars. But rather than embracing life on the straight and narrow, almost immediately he robbed a bank in Bluffton, Ohio, announcing his return to the world of crime with a bang. However, his spree was short-lived. Dayton police nabbed him on September 22nd, and he found himself locked up in the county jail in Lima, Ohio, awaiting trial. As if scripted for a Hollywood movie, during a frisk of Dillinger, the Lima police stumbled upon a document that looked like a plan for a prison break. Dillinger, ever the crafty criminal, denied any knowledge of such a plan. Yet, just 4 days later, the unthinkable happened. 8 of Dillinger's friends executed a daring escape from the Indiana State Prison, using the very plans that Dillinger had claimed ignorance of. They were armed with shotguns and rifles that had been mysteriously smuggled into their cells, and during their breakout they didn't hesitate to shoot 2 guards. On October 12th, 3 of these escaped prisoners and a parolee from the same prison decided to pay Dillinger a visit at the Lima jail. When the sheriff asked to see their credentials, one of the men pulled out a gun, shot the sheriff, and mercilessly beat him into unconsciousness. With the jail keys in hand, they freed Dillinger, locked the sheriff's wife and a deputy in a cell, and left the injured sheriff to die on the jail floor. The world of crime and the pursuit of justice are filled with stories, just waiting to be uncovered. If you've been enthralled by this tale of audacity and intrigue, why not take a moment to hit that subscribe button? The 4 individuals were identified as Harry Pierpont, Russell Clark, Charles Mackley, and Harry Copeland. Their fingerprint cards at the FBI Identification Division were marked with red metal tags, signifying that they were wanted criminals. Meanwhile, Dillinger, after escaping the jail with his gang, embarked on a spree of bank robberies, further cementing their reputation as public enemy number one. They also raided police arsenals in Auburn, Indiana and Peru, Indiana, making off with machine guns, rifles, revolvers, ammunition, and bulletproof vests. Dillinger and his gang were notorious for using Thompson submachine guns, often called Tommy guns. These powerful weapons played a significant role in their bank robberies and clashes with law enforcement. The Dillinger gang was caught again in Tucson, Arizona on January 25, 1934. Dillinger was sent back to Indiana to face charges for killing a police officer during a bank robbery in East Chicago. He ended up in the Lake County Jail in Crown Point, Indiana, where his trial would begin and his criminal activities would come to an end. Authorities were quite confident in the security of this jail, proudly calling it escape-proof. However, on March 3, 1934, Dillinger managed to intimidate the guards, claiming he had a wooden gun he had whittled himself. He forced them to open his cell, seized 2 machine guns, locked up the guards and some trustees, and made his dramatic escape. During this daring escape, Dillinger unwittingly set in motion his own downfall. He stole the sheriff's car and sped across the Indiana-Illinois border heading for Chicago. Little did he know that by crossing that state line in a stolen vehicle, he had committed a federal offense under the National Motor Vehicle Theft Act. Back in Chicago, Dillinger reunited with his girlfriend Evelyn Frechette, and their criminal enterprise gained momentum. They eventually made their way to St. Paul, where Dillinger joined forces with notorious gangsters like Homer Von Meter and Lester Babyface Nelson Gillis, along with Eddie Green and Tommy Carroll. In Wisconsin, the FBI received a tip about suspicious guests at Little Bohemia Lodge, believing John Dillinger and Babyface Nelson were among them. As agents closed in, a fierce shootout erupted, with machine gun fire raining down from the lodge's roof. Amidst the chaos, tragedy struck when Babyface Nelson opened fire, killing Special Agent W. Carter Baum. In the midst of the confusion, Dillinger and 5 others managed to escape through a back window before the agents could surround the house. On July 21, 1934, Anna Sage, a brothel madam, offered information about Dillinger in exchange for a reward and deportation prevention. She revealed that Polly Hamilton had been with Dillinger and that they had planned to go to the movies the next evening, either at the Biograph or the Marbo theaters. Sage agreed to wear a red dress for easy identification and promised to inform the FBI of their choice. Consequently, agents and police were dispatched to both theaters. At 8:30 p.m., Anna Sage, John Dillinger, and Polly Hamilton entered the Biograph Theater to watch Clark Gable in Manhattan Melodrama. At 10:30 p.m., Dillinger, flanked by his 2 female companions, left the theater and turned left. As they walked past the doorway where Purvis stood, he lit a cigar as the signal for the other agents to close in. Dillinger quickly grasped the situation and acted on instinct. He grabbed a pistol from his right trouser pocket and sprinted toward an alley. 3 FBI agents fired 5 shots in total. The fatal shot struck Dillinger from behind, entering through his neck, severing the spinal cord, and piercing into his brain before exiting beneath his right eye, causing significant damage to veins and arteries. An ambulance rushed to the scene, but it became clear that Dillinger had succumbed to his gunshot wounds. His official time of death was recorded at Alexian Brothers Hospital. And with that, we bring our journey through the life and times of John Dillinger to a close. But remember, the world is brimming with tales of intrigue, resilience, and audacity just waiting to be unraveled. If you hunger for more captivating stories like these, why not show your support? Consider hitting that subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up.